You're listening to the AfterBuzz TV Network, now the largest new media platform on the web, and your #1 source for after-show entertainment.
Very good, Dean Johnson.
From the AfterBuzz Studios in Los Angeles, California, and streaming live on Ustream, this is AfterBuzz TV for Mob Wives. We'll break down tonight's episode and get you all the latest Mob Wives news and gossip. If you'd like to buzz in on tonight's show, you can buzz us at 424-256-1729. That's 424-256-1729. And now, picking up where the show leaves off and the buzz continues, it's AfterBuzz TV for Mob Wives.
Yo, what up, AfterBuzz? It's your boy DJ Jesse Janedy here in the AfterBuzz TV studios. We just got finished watching Mob Wives Season 2, Episode 5, Old Friends, New Arch Enemies. And arch enemy was the word of the night tonight, huh? Well, we are joined in studio. Kevin, unfortunately, can't be with us tonight. We miss him dearly. We also miss Brittany. Brittany, girl, we miss you. But we have some new faces in the studios. We have Sir Mykee Wattz.
Hello, hello. Your boy Mykee Wattz. What's up?
Across from Mykee, we have Cameron Martson.
Good evening.
And a new fresh face to join us here on the Mob Wives. She loves her some Mob Wives.
Came back for more.
From TNA, also known as Cookie, we have Becky Bayless.
Becky Bayless.
Now, Becky has the inside scoop on what it's like to be a mob wife. She's
I'm not a wife nor in the mob.
No.
but
you can roll with these bitches.
I grew up on the other side of the Verrazano. I grew up in Brooklyn, so it's interesting for me to, because I remember hearing about, you know, their dads getting arrested. That was when I was a kid, you know, that was always in the newspaper. So to see them and just be there for the backstory was part of my childhood. It's very interesting for me to watch. I am all about it.
Well, I can't wait to hear your input on tonight's episode. What do we think?
Not enough Big Ange. That's the first thing. I mean,
number one, 36 minutes went into the episode, and I was like, withdraw.
No Big Ange this episode.
That's why we're coming on late, guys. We had to watch the after show, which Big Ange totally made up for with her whole shenanigans.
She borrowed that outfit from me, by the way, just so you know.
Amazing.
Right out of my closet.
Now, I want to inform you, because Cam, you weren't here last week, but we started this new thing called Mob Wives Superlatives.
Okay.
And last week we asked you guys, who do you think is the best cook out of all the Mob Wives? Tweet us, Facebook us, and like me and Kev said, Big Ange was the winner.
Of course.
So sorry, Renee.
She wins at life.
I
mean,
I don't know if I trust her with my food, though. I mean,
she owns a restaurant.
she might have a silicone implant drop into my...
Or some ashes.
Or some ashes.
That's Renee. That's Renee. That's why we said Renee couldn't do that. But after the commercial break, we do have a new superlative for you guys, so stay tuned for that. But let's get into this episode. The drama is just circulating. It's the same pot, and we just keep stirring and stirring and stirring. I'm hoping this facial party that's coming up is going to be the final tip over
the spa.
Are you kidding? They're going to have a relaxing, classy, you know, it's going to be all about relaxation, and they're all going to just get along and talk
girl,
about,
your corns look good, girl.
They're going to share recipes, paint each other's toenails. That's how that's going to go down.
That's how it's going to go down. Well, the beginning of this episode didn't go down like that. It went out basically Ramona saying that she now has it out for Carla. I mean, Cam, what is your thoughts on the fact of this whole Ramona situation? Versus Carla, not versus Drita. But
I think Carla finds her insignificant. Carla actually admitted, you know, you want to make friends with her, it's not a big deal. I just think that, you know, she's influenced by the puppet master. I actually like Ramona. I now like Ramona more than I like Karen. I'm not saying I hate anybody. I do respect Drita. She's her own. She's her own island.
Why has that? Wait, why has this formulated?
Well, because I also kind of follow their twatting.
They're twats.
As Big Ange would say, follow that twat.
But I believe that Karen, she proliferates. She kind of just nurtures and feeds the negative aspect of it. And whereas Drita, she gets into it sometimes, but at some point, you know, there's only so much you can take. I just think the character. Well, I was telling Kevin, I believe that you revert to what you know, and realistically, Renee was born into it, but I think she was a princess, whereas Karen was kind of hardcore. I mean, and Renee actually admitted she never really fought growing up, whereas Drita and Karen both admitted they used to brawl and ball together. So,
but can I ask you, what is it about Ramona that you take a liking to? Because
I find her genuine.
I
don't care. I don't care.
1000%.
I don't care if she makes. I don't care if she
Same
makes
page.
bad choices. I find her genuine.
Okay. She's do or die. She is do or die. She has.
But
That's
you
her
don't
best
think
friend that
you
she grew
don't
up
think
with,
that
so
she
family, has her
overdoes
back.
it?
But
Of course she
I think
that's how people from New York, we overdo everything. If you're gonna do it, you might as well overdo it.
Because I think
has her
Drita
back.
does. I
That's
think
her
Drita
girl.
does too. I mean, I'll fucking wrench in your throat. I mean,
Yeah,
really. You have kids too. I mean,
Right.
there comes a certain point where there's a certain level of decorum you have to maintain.
Well, in your 30s and 40s, you should not be throwing down like that. There's other ways to solve your problems. And these women know how to use their words. They're obviously gifted at using words to express themselves.
Comedy.
So
And
why?
I have to say, of them all, though, that's another thing. I love articulate people. I think Ramona so far has been the most articulate.
I'm with you.
Drita's good. She can rip, but I mean, like she said, to another extent. I mean, to another level. Yeah, but to another. I mean, just there's certain things. I think she tries to play herself a little smarter than she really is.
Oh, I mean, I agree with that. But with Ramona, I don't know. There's just a level of, okay, girl, you're not looking at the big picture. And I know we love characters for that reason because, yes, stay tunnel vision, be that character for the rest of the episode, but they aren't characters. This is real life.
And it's interesting because I'm sure we're going to get into it, and then the season's going to unfold as well. But the comment that we jump to later about Drita spilling to Renee's sister-in-law that Ramona said, was she off base?
I couldn't even follow that.
Okay, wait.
I'm just saying.
So before we get to that, but let's talk about somebody who we all thought last week. I mean, me, Brittany, and Kevin were going pretty hard on her. Karen, we just feel like she's this heartless, emotionless bitch.
She's not very likable.
Karen is playing for the cameras.
But today we get a little bit of emotion with her daughter.
Sending her daughter away. I mean,
To be even more cold-hearted and emotional. But no, she did say, and I kind of agree with this, you're getting your daughter away from this whole mob. I mean, these women are
yeah,
putting
but she's
on...
also saying that her career is more important than her
Than
daughter.
her
'cause she's
daughter,
sending her
raising your
I just
daughter.
heard that your number one priority should be your child when you have
That's
a
a
child.
bad- to me,
her
that's a
saying,
bad
go live
mother.
with your father because my career is more of a priority.
Okay, devil's advocate.
So no, she's still heartless.
Devil's advocate.
Oh, I
I know,
never said she was.
actually, I should not be saying anything bad about any of these women.
No, you can.
But,
Right,
Because I would argue that either way, but what I'm gonna say is devil's advocate in the sense of Drita. So does that make Drita better for staying with a loser who's still in jail, who doing the time, serving the crime, but the whole rat thing, and then trying to make, I don't know, for me they still paint. They glorify that lifestyle. Call it what it is. That's her dad. Yeah, I mean, you don't have to talk shit about him, but don't. To me, she still covers up for Lee to the kids.
But she's gonna glorify this because this is what got her on the show. So you can't deny that ugly past.
Right, but
you're gonna have to glorify.
But does that doesn't make her a bad mother?
No, but in the sense of even when let's go back to the comment about what that Ramona said. No matter what, at the end of the day, and I know Renee's sitting there eating her freaking toes right now, but she sat there and said, "Yeah, Junior's done me wrong at the end of the day, but that's my child's father,
and don't talk about my child's
Yeah, no one's
father.
gonna disrespect him. You're not gonna hear those words come out of my mouth, not on national television at least." I mean, this is like, you're opening yourselves up to this, and now your child, I don't know, I just think of these kids going to school and being outside, and it's different when you're just watching a show and you see the parents doing it. But then when the child's actually on camera, to me, it just taints it a little more.
Cameron, and this is what I wanted to go over with you
Right.
prior to this, but I don't think the kids are having this lifestyle where they're being abused in school and being made fun of. I think they're probably glorified at school and they're on TV,
Yeah, definitely.
and they're living this popular life that most kids don't get to do. I don't think they're being ridiculed for being.
Oh
on
no,
this
I'm not
show.
saying that they're ridiculed by any means, but okay. So my thing though is, as a parent, I find that your responsibility as a parent is not only to provide for them, but to protect them. Don't shelter them. Don't
Right.
coddle them. It's like you gotta strengthen yourself. But do you honestly believe that this is the best thing for their development? We all gotta go through what we gotta go through, but I'm saying I just wouldn't choose this path for my child.
But they come from
I don't care what kind of
they
money.
come from a family of the mob. So do you honestly believe I mean, it's kind of like choose the lesser of evils.
Yeah,
TV,
the lesser,
or
definitely.
you're in the mob.
Definitely, but then don't sit on the camera in a therapist's office and say, I wish I wasn't in this lifestyle. Because now you're giving your children a mixed message.
Yes.
I agree.
Because now
I see that.
You're teaching your children self-hate.
I can see that.
Okay, let me
You
ask,
don't like it, get the hell out.
It's not that easy. Getting out of the mob, it's easier said than done.
And that's the thing, it's not that easy.
But no, wait a minute though. Wait a minute, because we even see it tonight. We saw when she brought this whole rat thing up with her daughter. Yes, it's hard to get away from the mob, but by going on this show is not by any means making it easier for your life. I mean, these girls could be doing the same thing Beverly Housewives are doing. I know they live different lifestyles, but there's a way that you represent yourselves. They're having conversations like they are a mob. This is the female clique.
You have to understand, though, it's the way that they were raised. They're raised to be proud of who they are, and yes, it's crime is not a good thing, and they, I believe she said it Drita said on the after show, but you also can be proud of who they are and proud of their family and show that loyalty.
And you survived it.
Exactly.
They've lived through it. Yeah, no, because I agree with that, too. It's just not something I would choose for
So
myself.
speaking of loyalty, we have Renee. She had a sit down with Karen and Ramona, basically to talk about the whole situation with Carla. What do you guys think about Renee? I mean, we even saw in the after show, Renee's kind of saying, I stayed true to myself. And
Renee, she's one of my favorite characters. I just love the way she reacts to everything. Her facials, we call it overselling, and it's like,
yeah, her eyes get really big.
Like, oh my God, like she's just like someone just told her, I don't know, like that an alien, like an UFO just landed on her front lawn is how she reacts to the way these girls are out. And she's always like, I can't handle the drama anymore. Yet she puts herself in the middle of every single situation.
She's the most dramatic,
She has got to be in the middle of everyone's drama with each other. And then 5 minutes later say, I'm so tired of everybody fighting all the time. And this one to that one to that one to this one. I couldn't even follow that telephone. It was like, but I mean, I agree. I like, these are women in their 30s, 40s, 50s. Yes, I agree. They're too old.
But you know what? I don't feel any type of way of Renee being in the middle, because I think Renee, at the end of the day, is going to give Drita the most respect. Therefore, why you asked, why is Drita always with Renee on the talk shows and the TV shows promoting the show? Because they have a certain friendship where I look at them on camera and I see Renee look at Ramona in her eyes and her comments, and it's like, why? You're a problem fucking starter. You're a problem starter. Stop.
Well, so let me add to that and get your opinion as far as when we were watching it. And actually, now that you just mentioned it, made me think something even more different. When Renee goes to talk to Drita, it's always an open conversation. Well, what did Karen say? What did Carla say? Why are you upset with Ramona? It's never like tonight when we saw Renee sit down with Karen and Ramona and Lucifer. She sat down.
Lucifer.
She sat down and got mad at them almost. And the way, and I know I told all you guys to watch their posture. Renee was very forward. And then as soon as she came and sat down the same way Karen sat down with Carla and was very aggressive, that's how Renee approached them. And that's why I said watch her posture, because Karen backed up and then all of a sudden got so defensive rather than just having an open conversation. So do we think
she
honestly,
did
Renee
the check,
because
Renee leaned back and her nose went up and she started looking down, and that's when you're putting somebody in check, because now you're starting to size them up.
Renee is the mother hen. I mean, Big Ange is the godmother, but Renee is very much the mother hen. She's the alpha male of that group.
Going back to the Renee thing, I don't think it's
respect.
about her trying to whether it's in the middle or not. I think her going back and forth is her relieving herself of the guilt, because she is associated to both, because she makes public appearances with both camps equally. I honestly believe that she respects Drita. I mean, well, besides Big Ange, she respects Drita the most, because I think Drita
shows her balls.
Well, she's genuine. I do find her very genuine.
So you don't think she's jealous, which is what Ramona was saying.
No.
Ramona made the statement tonight.
I don't think jealousy.
So what could Ramona be getting that she feels that? Because all you guys sat here and said, I feel Ramona is honest. I feel that she is true to herself. So what is she?
That's
loyal.
Ramona's truth.
She's loyal.
That's Ramona's
loyal.
truth.
That's her girl. That's her sister. Like, you know, they're sisters as far as they're concerned. She's gonna have her back no matter what. She's gonna fight her fight alongside her, and I respect that.
But where is she drawing this idea of jealousy from? Because I'm just curious where that emotion.
This is where. Okay, so you guys kind of came in a little bit late. There was a discussion. There was a discussion in the lunch meeting where Ramona talks about Drita making comments, and it can only be coming from Drita because the two different boroughs both agreeing that it's coming from Drita. So she used the phrase, she's crossing bridges. So if she's crossing both bridges, then it must be the truth, because it's not like it's one side saying it and not the other. It's both sides of the bridge saying it. So I was like, okay, that's interesting.
Do you think Drita is doing this? And the only reason I'm saying this, because I don't think Drita's one to go run her mouth. I think I think she's in the sense of, I'm just speaking the truth, and I'm not gonna.
Right, and I think it's taken out of context in the sense that they blow it up.
And look how long it took for her to actually come out. She didn't put Ramona's business out and say, "Hey, Renee," but at the same time, for Renee to sit down and say, Ramona's stepsister or whatever.
But what
you said.
What Drita was trying to get out of that situation is
Renee
that
and Drita.
I won't be a snitch and I won't talk about you. But if you ask me, I'm not gonna be a liar either.
Right.
I'm gonna tell you.
I honestly, you know what? Drita might be smarter than any of us realize, because she didn't want to say it straight to Renee, because it would have hurt her. It would have hurt her to hear that. But she goes and tells her sister-in-law. It's gonna get back to her. If you tell her sister-in-law what was said, it's gonna get back to her. So she's not the messenger, but she knew that was the way to get it out there, but not have to do it herself. So Drita might be a genius, and we are just, you know,
Quite possibly.
Calculated.
Playing the game. One thing I wrote down during this part: what is Renee's position in life? You know, we tried to size Karen up and basically figure out why Karen is the way she is. Why is Renee the way she is? It almost seems like we say, she puts herself in the middle to rid her of guilt, but sometimes I feel like she puts herself in the middle because, I mean, everyone likes the power. And when you're in the middle and you're friends with everyone,
It keeps you relevant.
You have the power.
Renee's a double whammy, though. Her father is a big-time mobster, and she's she divorced and now again dating her ex-husband, so she's got both sides of it.
And
no one else on the show has that.
She wasn't a
It's one or the
brawler, so
other.
how do you keep? I mean, how do
She
you?
was a princess.
Yeah,
And she's
exactly.
also a mother with an almost grown son. You know, the other one's children are much younger. She has an almost grown son.
Sometimes princesses become annoying, and after a while, I mean, how do you keep yourself relevant and in topic? Is you gotta shout a little bit louder.
So comments on, you know, tonight we saw AJ back again. Last week we heard AJ got an argument, kicked to his mother's door open, and was flipping out, leaving crumbs
And
everywhere.
I had a comment on that too about the whole like
Crumbs.
something about getting back with the father, right? Didn't he say something about
Well, so we find we
We had
kind of
crumb
known-
snatchers as well.
Crumb snatchers.
This show, the Crumb Snatchers.
The crumb snatcher episode.
Crumb Snatcher.
Crumb snatching arch enemies. No, but as far as Renee and her father, they don't speak, obviously, due to friends that she keeps. I'm sure Junior. And for your child to say to you, your father's not going to kick you out of his house. Like, he just spent a weekend, every weekend, with his grandfather. He knows him. He obviously...
But Renee is old enough to understand that the rules of, I guess, the mob are a little bit different than a regular family. If I get an argument with my dad... Yeah, there's protocol. If I get an argument with my dad, next weekend my mom does dinner at my house, I'm allowed to come over. It's my house. But because my dad's not in the mob, there is not that protocol, and I don't have to be re-invited by my father. So I think Renee is old enough to understand that her son has not yet.
Well, I also believe that she knows that what she's doing is not Okay, realistically, right? We talked about this many times. When you're in the mob doesn't talk about it. So what she's doing, you know,
You mean as far as the show?
Yeah.
Period. Yeah, just doing the show. Period.
Yeah.
So, and clearly we all know it's gonna blow up even further now with this whole Junior Pagan thing.
So,
Foreshadowing. Foreshadowing.
at the dinner party, Karen, we've already talked about, Karen says, you know what? All this stress, let's have a nice relaxing day. I want to have a facial party, you know, a nice day of relaxation at your place, Renee.
Spa
Now,
party.
do we think that was smart of Karen to have it there, knowing that if it's at Renee's house, Mother Hen, obviously we know where Renee plays, that Drita would be invited?
I think.
Or do you think she just really thought, oh no, I want it at your house?
Well, she said her reasoning was because of the space. because her apartment's smaller. That was what she said. I do think there's a calculated effort in the sense of getting Carla, because it's a little bit more of a neutral setting. Getting Carla to come, because I don't really think she wants to be friends with her.
Well, plus when they start throwing down, she doesn't want her shit broken. Let Renee's shit get broken. No. You know shit's gonna go down.
I do agree with the calculated thing, but I don't think it has anything to do with the space or Carla. I think it's about camera time, and I think that's what she wanted, was camera time, and that would be the perfect time to get drama, and then so now you'll get more camera time, because
it's a
the
time
producers
to get Big Ange
know
to come to the party.
You know how to make the drama happen, because she has to know that Drita would be invited, and that Renee would be like, "You're invited. My house is open to you. You're my friend." But she had to know.
I honestly don't believe
that's asking for trouble.
No, I honestly don't believe that Drita was going to be invited until the Ramona comment got confirmed.
Yeah, you're right.
I don't believe
you're
she
right.
was invited.
Wait a minute though,
because the invite didn't come until after.
No, I think. Are you sure it was
at
after?
the dinner? She didn't invite her until after the comment was said.
I don't think so. I really think it was right before, because they led into that for the end
No,
of the
it was
episode.
after that they discussed that. Then she was like, "Well, you know, we're having a spa party at my house, but you're always invited to my." It was after.
I want to go back and watch that, because I do honestly, when Renee said that, I was very surprised. I'm not surprised because I was like, that is who she is as a person, but I didn't think Drita was going to be invited.
Right.
And for Renee to have said that, obviously, and I'm just saying the way that I think, for Renee to have said that, I was really shocked. And I was like, wow, that's a really good...
Because I think they led up to it. She said, if I confront her...
It does matter. That one little piece of advice
No, it
does matter.
but why would you want the two of them in the same room?
Well, no, I don't think Renee was saying,
it's personal.
Come. She's just saying, you're invited if you want to come.
It's
I know you're not going to come.
She said it. If I confront Ramona with you there, are you going to say the same thing you just told me?
And
She wants that to. She wants that to happen.
Her sister Jen is like,
we want it to happen. I want it to happen.
Jen's like, get it popping, get it popping. I'll pay for your new furniture.
Big Ange is the referee. We gotta get her one of those little referee outfits, like the slutty Halloween referee outfit.
blow her whistle.
Game on, mother.
But speaking of Drita, she filed for divorce. She's packing.
Yeah,
That's
for
gotta
Drita.
be painful. I'm sorry, watching her pack that stuff, that's gotta be a painful thing to go through.
Well, just even they
packing
talk about the envelope, because she actually served the paper. She sent it, she fixed the envelope, and she's, all the years of pain that I had waiting for him, and multiple times in jail. This envelope is going to equate that to him. So it was interesting.
I have a question for everybody that I was thinking while watching Drita go into Lee's room. She says this is Lee's private room, and she's doing things to make Lee mad, because obviously packing my stuff and putting it in a trash bag, like as soon as I got out of jail, I'm going to be mad. So do you guys think that maybe like these women are not afraid of their husbands knocking them off, because it is the mob?
No, I mean...
Or doing something evil to them to get back at them?
If I'm remembering correctly from my limited knowledge of the mob, the families aren't touched.
Yeah.
Not
the Italian mob. The Italian mob.
The Russian mob, that's something different. But the families don't get touched. Wives and children off limits.
That's a rule.
Yeah, that's my understanding of that. So I don't think
unless you're a rat.
Exactly, unless you're a rat and you snitch someone out, all bets are off. But I don't think she fears that kind of retribution, because that's just not done.
And Drita still does have, and exactly like you're saying, Drita has loyalty to her ex-husband,
right.
But I mean, all we're seeing is just an angry wife, pissed off.
Who has every
and
right.
She's honest.
And
she's
been
being
through
open
a lot.
and honest.
She's been through a lot, and you do as a woman. At least I sit there and I'm like, my heart goes out to her. That's got to be very difficult.
But then I just go back to her saying how sacred Lee thought that room was, and for her to bring the cameras in there, if it was so sacred, I would feel like if I was Lee, I would feel really disrespected.
Well, but they didn't show. I mean, I'm sure there were things in those drawers that
I'm sure they
right. But we saw baseball bat, and I'm sure Drita went in that room before the cameras went in that room. Because let's just talk about stage. Dick in the soup is what we say here at AfterBuzz TV.
Dick in the soup.
Yes.
Dick in the
when
soup.
a producer says, "Ooh, this might make the story a little better." Please. She just happened to put on his old brown coat that was just sitting on the bed. And Carla just happened to say, ooh, look through those pockets. And then you just happen to find a letter that he wrote years ago. Come on. Like, she definitely went in there. And I was surprised because I thought we were going to see, like, gold in the room. I thought it was going to be dark. It was like a friggin' old bedroom. Like
reality TV is real.
It is. No,
Yeah,
it
don't
is.
ruin it.
I want
It
to
is.
see. I want to see pictures of girlfriends and like his daughter with the girl from the salon, like hanging out arm in arm.
Yeah, like I just wanted to
Tragic.
see something.
Well, you also have to keep in mind her husband cheated on her. So she's a woman scorned.
That's what I mean. He
So
took
she
her
has
child.
A reason.
Her child was
She's
with
got
one of
a
his
reason to be
tricks
pissed.
at the salon.
Seriously. Honestly, he's lucky that his clothes aren't being burnt on the front lawn because that's how those girls throw down. So he's lucky everything he owns isn't going up in flames.
And on top of that, well, and you know, like Flo, the Albanian.
Those Albanians, they are crazy. They will get at you.
Do you guys feel whenever Karen calls Carla now, it's just the most awkward phone
Girl,
conversation?
what
It's
you
not
doing?
even that. That's a little too much. That girl, what's going on?
No. Karen has the most to say, but it's Carla that's like,
Oh my
okay.
God.
Okay.
Hey.
The funny thing is, Carla said a few times throughout the episode, she goes, I feel like I live in the Twilight Zone. Like, apparently that's her little, she lives in the Twilight
That's her
Zone, I
shtick.
guess.
Well, so whatever. Then Carla, obviously, like I said last week, was gonna run and tell Renee and Drita. They went and they had lunch before. That was before the dinner
And
'cause-
drinks. And
Okay,
drinks.
just me, real quick. Carla specifically, does she not get a little bit braver whenever she's around Drita though?
Oh,
Like her,
absolutely.
her shoulders cock up, and she gets a little bit tougher. I was like, girl.
But that's the dream team.
It is. There are tag teams on this show. We've got our bad girl tag
The way you
team.
call Ramona and Karen the tag team,
They are
that's
the
the
bad
dream
girl.
team.
I'm
is-
sorry,
is
I don't
Karen.
want Carla in my back in my corner. I'll take somebody else.
But Drita can take the other two. So Carla's
right,
like the
right.
brains.
Drita
like-
will take on two bitches.
Drita don't
Girl,
care.
give me your earrings, girl.
Carla will hold everything. Carla be the one at the end, like doing her makeup at the end, like, no, girl, here you go.
Not your shoes, girl. Give me your shoes.
Let me fix your weave, girl.
Carla's got Drita's back just as much as Ramona has.
I don't know if Carla can throw down though. That's the thing.
Girl, I
We
do
haven't
not want
seen
her in
what
my
she has to
corner.
offer.
That's why
Yeah.
Renee will never switch to the other side, because Renee's like, I can't do that to Drita. Look at this little weak one over here.
Someone's got to have.
Big
her
An's like,
back,
you'll
'cause-
break her like a chicken bone.
I might be wearing a skirt, but I got my bike shorts underneath. I'm good, girl. Yeah, Renee's always in the middle, but.
But
sorry.
then,
Yeah,
while
but-
in the middle, also complaining out the drama. She's
can't
over, I'm
believe
over the
But hang
drama,
on,
ladies.
last season,
had
I
enough.
specifically remember Renee being part of the actual problems.
Yeah.
Last season.
She talks about how
still part
Now
of the
she's
problem.
she's a smaller part of the problem now.
She's just on
she was the
Prozac.
main
She's just
one.
on Prozac.
Oh yeah, she's
Well,
got
there-
all those pills that
there
her
are
doctor
some
feeds
people
her.
that just get off on confrontation and just really enjoy like anger and those
God,
emotions.
Totally.
But-
She throws it out there and goes, ooh, what's going to happen?
But also, I mean, she does talk about going to the hospital and almost dying and going through
Repeatedly.
that. It just made her more forgiving and more because she.
But
put
during
more
the
effort.
sorry for her.
during the crump thing, she said, "F the hospital. I'm tired of talking
Well,
about the
there were
hospital."
crumbs on her fucking
'Cause there were
counter.
crumbs
The
on
woman
there
does
too.
not want to deal with Entenmann's crumbs. Dude, it's like I've lived with guys where I've had male roommates. I'm not, Miss Clean. I'm not like one. I have one friend who just scrubs everything. It's like that's how she relaxes is by cleaning. So I always used to invite her over, come hang out. But she didn't want crumbs on her counter. I understand.
No
I get
crumbs.
How East Coast of her to eat Entenmann's while smoking
Entenmann's.
Newport
it.
cigarettes.
Oh God, Noop. Do they smoke those at Urban Night?
They do at Urban
Wah,
Night.
wah. Newport cigarettes, the
So-
official cigarette of Urban Night.
I cannot believe you just
Well,
said that.
and
Right
maybe-
now.
I went there.
On that note,
didn't.
I retire from the show. Bye.
But maybe performing at Urban Night is DJ Flap-A-Lot.
DJ Flap-A-Lot.
DJ Flap a lot.
Ramona's new nickname.
Because he's a crumb snatcher.
DJ Flaps a lot.
She went from
I could use
Lucifer
that
to
nickname.
DJ
If I was a
Flap.
DJ, would that be my nickname?
Right? And what did she call Drita?
A crumb
Crumb
snatcher.
snatcher.
And a flip-flopping floozy.
Flip-flop.
Flopping floozy.
And she was a raccoon because she's just digging through her trash. Can't get rid of her.
Ramona, she's very witty. I'll give her that. She's witty.
Serve it.
She is on point.
She gives it to
man.
you.
She is on point. I
She
mean, I
really
think
is.
she needs to work a little bit on. She needs to not hold back so much. She just really needs to be herself.
Oh,
and not hold
if
back.
she's not holding
don't-
back now, I would hate. Ooh.
Yeah,
It's called
no, 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 no.
sarcasm.
Wow.
It's an East Coast thing, I suppose.
Like, I mean, I see it. Drita might pop her tooth real quick, but she get a filler and she's right back in.
Yeah, she'll be right back in the game talking.
Grill,
Giving
girl.
mouth.
Serve him grill.
Dude, imagine if she ever really got her jaw broken and it had to get wired shut and she couldn't talk.
No, that bitch.
She'd off herself.
She's doing sign language like a mother.
Sign language.
Big Ange, how do you do it?
So then at the end of the episode, we see, obviously, Renee confronting Drita about this Ramona, talking about Junior. Again,
Painful to watch.
painful, but in a way respectable in the sense of Renee. We're just seeing a lot out of Renee, and it actually makes me love her even more. From her to go and sit there and say to Drita, "You're welcome in my house. I know you're not going to come, but I just want you to understand it's at my house. I have the power here. I'm in control. I'm not picking sides." And then even again, loyalty to your husband. These women still show it as much as they've been shitted on to sit there.
Poor girl.
And we're going to talk about it now because we don't have much news and gossip, but we do have this.
Lord.
Friday... poor Renee was sent back into the hospital. Her father was arrested
By the DEA, picked up by the DEA.
Back in jail. Come to find out that the rumors were true. Junior was wearing a wire.
During the
Renee
whole
had
show.
Yes, Renee had a bad anxiety attack and is currently in the hospital.
It's safe to say that him saying that I want to be with you and I want to start over was fake.
I just feel
Horrible.
so horrible.
That
for
is
this
so
woman.
horrible.
I mean, already being divorced once, being cheated on, and then even to be able to put yourself out there like that again, you know, people have enough trouble carrying baggage from old relationships to new relationships.
Right.
Much less trying again with the same person who hurt you so badly. So to be burned by the same, betrayed by the same man
Technically,
twice.
she's in bed with a rat.
Oh, it's gotta be brutal.
Well,
That
I'm gonna
part.
ask you, Kim. Do we think that this is the reason why AJ made that comment?
That's exactly. Oh my God.
Wait,
thank
which
you.
comment? Which comment?
AJ made Renee's son made a comment saying, "My father, I do not want my father and you to get back together." He acknowledged the fact that Junior was his father, but didn't acknowledge that she was
So
his
are you
mother.
That's where I thought it was coming from. I honestly believe that he thought that
I think he's
you're
mad
not
that he's
good
on
together.
Mob
Number
Wives.
one, you're not good together, and number two, I think that AJ had an idea that something else is going
What's
down.
going on?
Yeah.
Wow.
You know, and of course you don't want your parents are God too. Whatever their crap is going on, you don't want either of them hurt, but you know something's going on, and already her mom, his mom is putting it all out there. That's one thing about Renee. I believe she's committed to this show. She's committed. She's already opened her mouth. There's no going back. You can't take it back. So she's in it to win it.
But you know what? I also think Renee has nothing else to live for but her son. And
Poor boy.
and you know, coming from such a bad relationship and then trying to fix it, and now she's going through something else where she's just been basically put in the dumpster again.
She's been betrayed the two worst ways you could
Right.
possibly
I
betray
think, like
a woman.
Cameron said, the show is now she has to be full dedicated to the show because now she has nothing but her son in the show.
And her son is angry. I mean, okay, we talked about it before. He has replaced, whenever the father's gone, he becomes the man of the household. And unfortunately, it's unfair. You grow up faster, and there's resentment there.
Right.
He's seen her hurt over and over. He knows she's over dramatic.
And she's emotional, high maintenance, and
he
needs
is the buffer for
love.
that. I mean, the first chance he gets, unless he gets a really good paycheck from his aunt, he's out of there. I'm like, oh, he's ready for college. Like, I gotta get out of here and get my
He's
eyebrows.
gonna go study in Spain.
I'm gonna thread my eyebrows.
Go international.
Oh, he's gonna do something to get out of there because he's not staying.
Well, when we come back after the commercial break, we're going to give you our Mob Wives superlative of the week, and we're going to get into predictions. So we'll be back in a minute.
Yes.
AfterBuzz TV. Hi, I was once like you, a lazy, angry loner whose only joy was watching TV and surfing the net. And like you, after I'd see one of my favorite TV shows, I'd be so excited and have so many questions that I'd actually have to talk to my douchebag coworkers about it at the water cooler. Then I discovered AfterBuzzTV.com. AfterBuzz TV produces after-show webcasts and podcasts for TV series of all kinds, like post-game wrap-up shows for all your favorite TV shows. AfterBuzz TV hosts are industry insiders who break down episodes of shows, take calls from fans, and interview cast and crew from each series, with over 60 different after shows, from Boardwalk Empire to American Idol to Vampire Diaries to Real Housewives, and more. Now, after a night of TV, I can ignore my stupid coworkers, who I hate, and go straight to my desk and watch or listen to all my favorite AfterBuzz TV after shows, and have all the TV fan interaction I need. Thank you, AfterBuzz TV.
AfterBuzz TV. What do you want to buzz about?
Girl, touch your
right.
hair one more time.
I'm gonna get it together.
The Mob Wives over
Work
on
it
the
out.
side. We're back. Before we get into our Mob Wife superlative of the week, real quickly, we watched the after show that they have, which the host I could kind of do. I kind of wish we had somebody. Who would we like to have host that?
She's wearing like a rubber dress.
Who would be fun
She's
for
wearing
that?
like that drain that you see in the 24-hour fitness shower stalls. The little rubber. That has the
Yeah,
hole.
she was wearing that.
She looked like she had split personalities. From the neck up, she looked like a Midwestern housewife. From the neck down,
I would
I
get
don't even-
more dominatrix with that top.
She was wearing.
but the hair,
the
the
head,
little
yeah.
flip in the.
bump
She
in the
was
back.
wearing a barbecue grill,
And I said like
latex to her
I
body.
thought the only chicks that wore fishnets were hookers and female pro wrestlers. Like I never really seen one wear fishnets in real life.
But the best part of the after show was we finally got Big Ange. We went a whole episode with no Big
was-
Ange. That was really kind of actually depressing.
no, Big Angie's
disappointing.
outfit was
Look,
the most. It was like Big Bird on crack.
I
It
told
was-
you I like
Doing
this
the
song.
most.
If
It
Cher
was doing the most.
If Cher and Snooki had a child, Big Ange would have been what was created.
That
out
was
of
the
it.
rebirth of swag for 2012.
And then
her
like
outfit.
went into like the fly machine with like Kermit the Frog, perhaps.
That's like a
Or a
psychedelic.
Oscar the
Fraggle.
Grouch.
A Fraggle.
Psychedelic
How many
pebbles.
Fraggles died to make Big Ange's outfit?
to make those boots. Those were some crazy boots, huh?
Those boots
But
were
Drita
over.
had the hottest shoes, let me tell you.
Yeah, the Giuseppes.
Those were
The
gorgeous.
Giuseppes.
Those were
But I think those are
sexy.
from last season anyway, so that's just
Oh,
not.
Well, that's good for me so I can buy the knockoffs. Good to know. Good to know.
So let's not even talk about money right now.
But we found out some good things about Big Ange. We found out that she doesn't snore.
What isn't good about Big Ange?
And we found out that she wears a double F bra. I never
And
even
then
Double
I
F.
loved it because Drita's like, I don't know cup sizes. I know CCs. I got it. I love it.
Yeah. I know what CC she got. Yeah.
I like the way you say it though. You say it so Drita-like. It's girly, but it's still forceful and
I
manly.
am from the other side of the bridge,
Ooh,
but
I got scared a little bit.
What did you guys think about the would you ever be able to date a 9-to-5 guy? That whole topic. I honestly believe Drita could.
I think not with the Giuseppe's. She had the most expensive heels
I
on
know
and-
people
and
9-to-5 who can support and
I
have a good
It's
job.
not about the money. It's,
I
and
think
it-
she could.
she's about the money.
She
I
hit the
don't-
nail on the head. It's the confidence that the men have.
I
That's
think
why
Renee
she's drawn
could.
to them.
I don't think the guy could date Drita.
That's true. Okay.
She's
I
so.
like that.
I think she could. She could assimilate herself. I don't think the guy could assimilate to her.
She has such a strong personality, and,
And what
she's
she's
so
been through
full of life
already.
and so passionate.
She needs a wise
She
guy to
needs
put
a
her in her
man.
place and kinda
She
slap
needs
her around a
real
little bit.
Man.
somebody has who deal with her ex-husband.
Yeah.
Ooh, now
And
He's not
somebody
out
She needs
for
to date a
life.
cop. She needs to date a cop.
Or a judge.
Well, so speaking of love, here's our Mob Wife superlative of the week. Who would make the best mob wife? Out of all these girls, who would you want by your side?
I have to say Carla. She just seems like the least.
Kevin would totally
drama.
agree with you because that's who
She's-
Kevin considers his
I'm
wife on the show.
personally, as much as I love watching this, I can't be in the middle of drama. I just.
Okay, wait, best
ruins my
mob
zen. She's
wife? Mob wife
mellow.
or wife?
Well, I'm just saying off of the show.
Best
who would make the
wife.
best wife off
Oh,
the
She
show?
okay.
just seems
But
the
when I
least
say mob
drama,
wife, like
most
she's gonna be
mellow,
loyal to
dude.
you and
Keep her mouth shut.
Not drive you
yeah.
Carla.
batshit insane.
She's too scared. Carla.
You know what? I would say Carla, and I totally agree because Carla has probably the best personality as a mother and the mob wife.
She's
But
very
as soon as I saw that, what's her name? I'm sorry, Karen had a little mixed African American baby. I was like, oh, she's a little feisty one. I like her.
oh no.
So I have to say it's a cross between Karen.
Racist.
Well, because the girl likes a little brown sugar, therefore she
I love
automatically
you
gets
know
a
like me a
default
little
win.
black
Yeah.
because that little girl was so cute and I just loved it. So it's
Yeah, and
It's a
her,
toss-up.
and her father is, I guess, out. He's done time too, and so now he's back in Arizona.
He's in witness protection in Arizona, right?
No, her father is just there on.
he's just a common criminal.
Her family was moved out there, and then that little drug bust. But
Teeny
So,
tiny
yeah,
drug
it's a
bust.
toss up for me.
Mine would be still Drita. I just think she's everything. I think it would be a fun relationship. I think it would be
Ooh.
amazing.
I just want her. I want
relationship.
for me for Drita. I want her to have a normal life. Like get out.
And
when
I would
you
give her
can.
that.
I don't think she can.
I would give
be
her
shocked.
that.
Not
But so-
now. She's too She's too far.
But you
into
know
it.
what? I think
Uh-huh.
Oh, you got cut off.
there it is. I think, therefore I am.
Oh yeah.
But so you guys can tweet us, follow us on Facebook, AfterBuzz TV, tweet us at AfterBuzz TV, and let us know who you think the best mob wife would be.
Is Big
Mob
Ange,
wife.
wait, is Big Ange an option?
No,
'cause
she's never
not
getting married.
technically-
Girl, you
I
could
thought
not
she
even
was a
afford
tranny,
the
so-
plastic surgery that she needs. But beyond that, let's go into predictions next week. I can't wait. We're getting the spa day. And Renee invites Drita, and Ramona flips her batshit.
I would just like to point out that the first clip they showed of the preview for next week was the fact that Big Ange attends the party. Yeah. Because Big
She
Ange
loves her some Big
is
Ange.
ratings. Big Ange sells tickets, man. She gets
absolutely.
asses in seats. First clip is Big Ange at the party.
Then I'd like to point out the fact that you actually see Ramona telling Renee off in her own home.
Right. So
then
I
I'd-
want to see Renee tell Ramona off.
Do you think
I
we're
know
gonna get that?
Renee's not
Absolutely.
just gonna stand
Ramona's
for
gonna
that.
grab her bag, bye girl.
Just be like,
walk
bitch,
out.
don't make me put out my Newport. Don't make me put down my glass of wine.
No,
Shit's gonna go down.
I think there's enough respect. She won't fight with her.
Are there crumbs on the table?
Well, no, because this is gonna open the can. This is gonna open the can. The fact that Ramona's gonna get pissed at her for inviting Drita, and then Drita's gonna come, and then the can is open.
Do you think
and-
Drita's gonna show up? I didn't see her. I don't know if she's gonna show up.
I don't. think
Because
she would
please
show.
don't even
Drita
tell
knows
me.
better.
Don't
Drita
even.
knows she has no backup. There's no physical backup in that house.
It doesn't matter.
Carla.
It
No,
doesn't-
but Drita said.
She's gonna show up with a wrench in her purse.
Drita said to
She-
Renee, so if I do confront her, I know I have your back and you have
Yeah.
my
Yeah,
back.
but come
She
on,
did
no
say
one's
that.
fighting in front of
And
Big
Renee's
Ange
done
inside
said
that
she
house.
can't
I don't
fight.
believe that. I do not believe anyone will fight in
Don't
front of Big
nobody
Ange.
care what Big Ange is thinking. She'll sit there and
Renee
just
and
look
Carla
funny with a
pulled
glass of
hair.
wine.
Ladies,
Her cocktail.
be mature, ladies.
We're not gonna do this anymore.
We are too classy for this kind of behavior.
And we are,
She's drunk as hell over here with
Hey, don't stop massaging my back.
so all we do know is we're getting amazing Big Ange next week. Hopefully
Thank
another
you.
fight. You guys can follow me at DJ Jesse J.
Mykee Wattz.
Tomakava 777.
Becky _Bayless.
Yes, and make sure you tell your friends about AfterBuzz
Swag.
TV, Mob
Swag.
Wives. Call in, tweet us, and remember, hit us up about who you think the best mob wife would be. So until next week, same time, same place. Peace.
From producers Kevin Undergaro and Phil Svitek, engineer DJ Jesse Janedy, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. If you have questions or comments, be sure to buzz us at info@AfterBuzzTV.com. And you can find us on Facebook or follow us on Twitter by searching for AfterBuzz TV.
Buzz
you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.